I'm Andrew Siciliano. It was week 14, right, when Carson Wentz blew his knee out here in Los Angeles. We're not talking a full calendar year here. They have to be careful, but how careful? Because they have the ultimate security blanket here.
Well, you think they have the ultimate security blanket.
Even though
he was a Super Bowl MVP.
He won an MVP.
Well, so did Timmy Smith.
Okay.
Okay, but I mean, if Carson Wentz, they're not going to rush him back. Okay, they're not. But the second they see him turning a corner, you let him play. Different guys heal differently. And Carson Wentz, I got to say, he is a special player. I was at that game against the Rams. That was my first time seeing him play in person, and I was like, okay, the NFL has got a whole different monster on its hands with this guy. So they need to be cautious during training camp, of course. But at the same time, again, if he physically feels a certain way, push him a little. Let him see how he can crank it up.
Do you let him play in the preseason?
Oh.
There's no reason to.
I wouldn't.
No. There's no reason to. And I agree with Steve 100% on that. If he feels good and the medical staff says he's 100%, this is football. You can't protect him forever. You've got to let him play. Let him get used to it. Players always talk about they want to get that first hit out of the way. And I believe that Carson is that kind of guy as well. So, no, if he's ready to go, you let him play. Short of that, you keep him off, away from contact at least.
Yeah, I don't know the Eagles' joint practice schedules, but I mean, this is where we even saw last year in week 3, teams were not playing starters. That's usually where you try to get that first half rotation going. We saw last season, because of the joint practices teams had, that went out the window. We saw a lot of backups playing. Yeah. So, again, I don't even think Nick Foles plays that much in the preseason. Whoever their number 3 and 4 quarterbacks are, those are the guys who are going to play for Philadelphia. And I got to say, Nick Foles, that's where I give them credit for. This is why I think the Eagles are going to be in the hunt for the NFC, to represent the NFC again. Because of him not playing up a big deal, or I want out because I did play well in the Super Bowl, you didn't hear about, I want to be the highest paid this guy or highest paid that guy at other positions, which usually happens to Super Bowl teams. It was very quiet on that front in Philadelphia. And I think because they've got that character and they built that culture there, I think that's why they are, with all the athletes and the good players they have on that team, they're going to be in the mix again.
Yeah, and they needed Nick Foles there for the offseason program as well. Sure. Howie Roseman had a great hand, but unless he was going to get blown away, if you had traded Nick Foles, you then probably have to accelerate Carson Wentz's recovery. At this point, now that you have Foles still there, you can take it at your own pace. And by the way, your answers are Nate Sudfeld,
right,
the former Redskin, and former Packer Joe Callahan.
Well, there you go. They're
As John Lovitz once said, get to know me. Get to know them both.
Why are you cracking up, man?
This offseason.
They're going to get the playing time.
You knew who they were before he mentioned them, right?
Well, I had to get my depth chart.
Okay. I had to look up Sudfeld again.
Okay.
All right. It's one of those ones where I thought it was. I thought it was Sudfeld, but I had to be sure.
Okay.
Look, it's training camp for all of us. We're getting names and rosters back in our head. I can tell you.